Back in 2018, they released a mini racer carrier that was of Mack. This was long before Mack got his own mini racer this year in 2021. The Mack carrier featured doors that folded down and you could fit all of your minis in it. It was actually the first time I ever got a mini of Lightning McQueen. It was one of the first mini racer products I ever owned. Last year, they made a similar carrier of Gale Beaufort as well as a new Mack. I actually wasn't aware that they made a new Mack. But these, instead of the doors opening from the side and opening down, open from the back, making it definitely a bit less convenient to get your minis out, since you can't really pick them out. But I got this Gale Beaufort for two reasons. Number one, the main reason to qualify me to get a free Gold McQueen, and number two, because I have an absolute ton of spare minis laying around in my room, not on display with my other minis because they're my doubles and I'm going to use them for repaint someday. I used to store my doubles in the Mack hauler like I showed in my last collection video last year, but unfortunately that all fell through. So now, after getting this Gale Beaufort, I hope to use both the Mack and this Gale to store my double minis for, you know, ones that I don't have on display or for ones that I'm waiting to paint. Anyway guys, welcome back to yet another review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Gale Beaufort Mini Racers hauler. Yet another Gale Beaufort item that I own. I now have this, the 2017 Gale Beaufort playset, the, I believe, 2018 launching Gale Beaufort, or I think that might have been 2019, and her mini racer, and I still, for whatever reason, have not bought the normal 155 scale hauler. You can see Lightning, Cruise, and Jackson on the box, showing that this is from 2020. Holds 15 plus minis, metal Mini Racers logo. You can see the cars being taken out of the hauler there. It comes with a Jackson Storm, which is nice. I mean, I have an absolute ton of him, but it's nice. I would have gotten the new Mack, but I didn't actually know the Mack was new. And he comes with a McQueen, who I could definitely use for more repaints, but again, still nice to have another Jackson, I guess. Gale Beaufort Mini Racers hauler. I mean, like, they didn't have to include any minis with it, so it's nice that you at least get one, even if it's a pretty bland one, but it's one that's very appropriate. Holds 15 plus minis and an absolute bunch of languages. On the back you can see Cruise being driven up there, Jackson, Mater, Doc, Lightning, Luigi, all looking really weird. They're really weird looking CG renders, especially Chick, who just looks wrong. You can see Steve LePage, Ryan Laney, Paul Conrav, Ramon, Blind Spot, Murray Clutchburn, Bruce Miller, and Danny, who also looks a bit off. Don't have Bruce or Steve. Really like seeing that nice variety in cars being shown on the back of the box, though. They could easily have just shown ones from like the first wave of minis, but I like that they showed newer ones. To open it up, as per usual, we've got this punch tab thingy. Let's see. Open it up just like that. Gotta undo these twist ties once again, as per usual. Been doing stuff like this with the cars for years, and there we go. We easily have Gale freed, as long as we can fit her out of the box. So here is Gale out of the package, and the first thing I noticed about her is that she has very little mobility. She can barely move from side to side, but I guess the same was sort of true for Mack a few years ago, although he definitely has better mobility. She is around the same size as the 2018 Mack. I'm not sure how she compares to the newer Mack. I unfortunately don't know where my plastic Gale Beauforts are, so I can't compare them, but I know the front of her is definitely smaller and sort of stubbier, a bit wider as well, probably. You know, the proportions are just a bit off, a bit more mini racer-like. She is completely plastic, as you probably assume, and she has this lovely cardboard insert of Ramon, Murray, Clutchburn, Mater, and Cruise with a very colorful background. When you open up the door, of course, we can hopefully slide it out just like that. I will probably not keep this. I have no idea what I would ever do with it. Now I'll close the door back up and take a closer look at her. Of course, can she disconnect? She can. Alright. Just like that. There we go. Got a pretty interesting expression. I feel like it isn't really in character for Gale. Her merchandise tends to have her look a bit more upset. You know, it's perfectly fine. Moving on, or actually I didn't even notice the S logo on the hat there. Moving on to the side, we have the piston cup and the 2.0. Blue stripes there. Nothing of note on the back. Again, as per usual with Gale. She looks like a typical Gale Beaufort, just with some different proportions. Here is the hauler. We've got 2 stories on it, of course. Very interesting with the 2.0 logo. I like how it sort of expands to the top there just to be accurate to how the logo looks. I've got the 2.0 there, Jackson Storm's name, igniter, even the arrows, which is kind of weird. Why does she have that? Why does the hauler need that? Now moving on to the back, once again have the S 2.0 logo. Of course, all of these logos on her are stickers. It's pretty obvious. You can tell pretty easily, even like the exact size and shape of the sticker. You've got, of course, these things that you push to lower the door there. On the inside, you could see 4 different rows that you could put minis in. Now, personally, I think I'll definitely prefer how this Mac worked, where the doors go down and you fit the minis in like that. I think it'll just be easier. I think it's just easier to take them out that way. But then again, it could probably fall out of it a bit easier like that. There is a look at the other side. And then there is the base of it there. Of course, this also includes a Jackson Storm, but I literally forgot to review him because you've all seen him before. Igniter logo, 2.0. Piston Cup Combustor, Carbon Cyber Synergy, another 2.0. S logo, igniter down there, igniter up there, 2.0 there. Got the stripes there, 2.0, igniter. Yeah, you've seen it before. Maybe they should have put an exclusive Jackson in here, like the Piston Cup Champion version, but, you know, whatever. Like I said before, they didn't need to include a mini with it at all, so it's nice that they, at the very least, included one, even if it is just Jackson. Ironic, though, that a mini carrier comes with one of the most common minis. You think if somebody needs to buy a carrier for their minis, they'd already have one of the main characters, so maybe it should have been a new one. So, as you can see, you could very easily fit Jackson in there, without even really trying, without even needing to put the door down. But if you want to, you know, you could drive him up. Kind of difficult to drive him up without moving Gale. You could fit him in there. Can I fit him? Can I take him out of the bottom layer? No, definitely not as easily. Much tighter fit there. So, you know, whoa, okay, yeah. It's definitely easier to put them in this way. But I feel like for some characters, you'll definitely be able to fit them in the side if you want them in the top row. You could push them in there as well. Now, I've brought a few minis with me to see if they fit. This is very similar. It really reminds me of the old Trev the Train carrier for the mini adventures. I wonder if there's more space on the top than there is on the bottom now. Let's see. So, I have a few minis to test out what types of cars Gale fits. Up first, Lizzie. Okay, very nice. This was released in 2020, so testing out some of the 2021 mini racers. Lizzie fits just fine down there as well. Alright, let's get Fillmore in here. A bit more difficult to get Fillmore in. He's a bit wider, but he fits just fine. Francesco should be fine. He's small enough to just fit in through this, or maybe not. Okay. You can fit him in the top, though. Once again, he's perfectly fine. Funny Car Mater, a very large recent mini. Wow! Huh. Kind of a tight squeeze to get him into the top. You have to push a little bit, but he does fit pretty easily. Does he fit in the bottom? This will be the real test. Yeah, he does. Wow. Alright, so there isn't a different amount of space in either part of the hauler. Let's try the tractor. Is the tractor... It seems the tractor is our first one that does not fit. It just barely makes it. Oh, that is disappointing. It sort of fits in the bottom if you're keeping it in the back, because it does not go in all the way, which is unfortunate. What if we tip it over? No, then I would just make it taller, obviously. Okay. Then we have Red. Red should be just fine. Then we have RV, who should also be just fine. There we go. And our final mini I want to test for this review is none other than Gale herself. Does Gale fit in Gale? Oh no. Yes! Gale Beaufort does in fact fit inside of Gale Beaufort. Now, the box says, this is another one by the way where you do have to put a bit of effort into putting the car in. Now the box says that Gale here can fit 15 or more minis, and Yeah, I see that, but it all really just depends on what cars you're putting inside the hauler. Clearly, you're not going to be able to fit another Mini here or here because I loaded it with a bunch of larger characters. But, you know, if you choose your spacing wisely, I'm sure you could get at least 15 or 16 here. If you, like, stack some of the cars, maybe you could try to stack them on top of each other. Probably not, but, you know, with smaller characters, you could probably make some things work. Anyway, guys, honestly, this is like the part of the review where I should give my final verdict. I don't really have much of an opinion on this item. It does its job. It does its job just fine. I'm very glad to see that it fits certain characters that I didn't think it would be able to fit, like Lizzie and Mater. Of course, it didn't fit the tractor, but it does do its job at transporting mini racers. And you get a free Jackson, because why not? Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.